Alright, our last method is called the quadratic formula. The wonderful thing about the quadratic formula is it always works as long as you do the math right. Greatest common factor, yep, look for that. Your equation has to be in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. Put it like that, then you're going to label a, write what a equals, b, what b equals, and c. The formula is the opposite of b, plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac, whole thing divided by 2a. It comes from, this thing comes from manipulating this algebraically. Remember we watched a video on that? My friend showed us a video, divide everything by a, subtract c from both sides. It's just super cool algebra. Let's see if we can manipulate that. Let's see if we can make it work here. So I have this equation. I would probably first try and plug in a calculator, but since y'all don't like to use the calculator, I'm going to go through my process. Greatest common factor, is there one? There is not one. I'm going to label my things. A equals, that's a 1. B equals 4. C equals -1. I'll write the formula down. You will always be given this formula. Okay, I'm going to take all the stuff and just plug it in. I find b is -4. I take the b is 4. I take the opposite of that, which is -4, plus or minus square root. B is 4 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Well, 2 times 1 is 2. Let's not be extra fancy about that. And as I said before, I want you to do this thing under here, the radical sign. That's called the discriminant. That tells you how many roots you're going to have, whether they're real. I want you to do it exactly like this. So if I look at this, I'm just looking at the discriminant. 4 squared is 16. Multiply these things. 4 times 1 is 4 times -1 is -4. I have minus a -4, so it's going to be plus 4. That's the square root of 20. I know the square root of 20. I can rewrite 20 with my magic numbers as 4 and 5. The square root of 4 is 2, so that's 2 root 5. -4 plus minus 2 root 5 over 2. I'm really not done, because as you know, in algebra I can reduce it. I can't do anything with that 5 because that's untouchable, but I do know that 2 and 2 and -4 have something in common. Yes, they're all numbers, but they have something else in common. A 2 goes into each of those. Let's see, 2 goes into -4, -2 times. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 2 once. Square root of 5. This is just over 1. That's a fraction. Everything can be put over 1. So I have -2 plus or minus the square root of 5. That is the most bestest answer right there. And that is using the quadratic. That always works, always. Just a little more labor intensive. Make sure you take your time and write down all the steps. If you make a mistake, you get something really ugly, you can go back in and check your math. That's normally where you make your mistake, is on this thing called the discriminant. But if you write it down, it'll be easier to find it. All right, super.